all day needs to last, I don't want my face to crack method, okay?
I've never met anyone quite like her before.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Andieland. It's your girl Andie, and today we are doing this really cute glam. I'm going to an R&B night for my girl's birthday, so I figured I'd let you guys get ready with me. If you guys would like to see how I got this gorgeous look, make sure you're first and foremost subscribed to my channel, like this video, and keep watching. So my brows are already done, as always, and we're gonna go in with eyes first because I don't know what I'm doing. Do I ever though? Like, do I ever actually know what I'm doing on my eyes? I need a concealer. We're just gonna take the one I carved my eyebrows out. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. This is peanut butter. It's a little darker than I normally would take, but it's right in front of me, so I'm just gonna take a dot to each eye, and I'm gonna buff that in. I have an old Morphe 173, and we're just gonna pat this in. Always remember, if you're doing eyeshadow, and we're doing eyeshadow today, you always want a very smooth base. So you always want to make sure it's smooth and not patchy if you decide to go in with a concealer or eyeshadow base. I usually just use concealer, typically the one that I use to carve my brows out. And you always want to just pat and make that as smooth as possible, because if you don't, your concealer will, not your concealer, your eyeshadow will look very patchy on top of it. This helps make your eyelids smooth and gives it a nice even base for those eyeshadows to stick to, you know what I'm saying? And I'm apologizing for that noise in the background. I just got back from Nigeria. It is cold in Atlanta, okay? It is cold. I have my heat on, so I'm not in here shivering and my nose running as I'm trying to do this video. The powder I have right next to me is this Wet n Wild banana powder. I'm just going to use this to set my eyelids and my brows at the same time. Oh my god, that was a lot. Okay, you didn't need that much. That was me being very much heavy-handed. What I forgot to do was the first step of my primer. So when I was in Nigeria for Christabel's wedding, this makeup artist used this tonic on me. And when I tell you, the sweat, the oil, and nothing peeked through. So we're going to use it today. It's the Power Still by MSmetics. I don't know. But this is the Power Still. So it's basically like a sweat and oil tonic that you put on before you put on primers and foundations and stuff. I meant to do this actually before I concealed my eyes, but I forgot. Now, usually you just press this. Oh wait, it's working today. Okay, because it was not working yesterday. So I usually just saturate my cotton pad. And then I literally just take this anywhere I get oily and just rub it around. So I'm going to take it underneath my eyes because my eyes have been sweating. You know, we talked about this. Put a little on my forehead. And I like to do my hairline just because when I sweat, that's what be dripping down for real. So anywhere you might get oily or sweat really bad is where you want to put this on. And you're going to let this dry. You'll feel it literally like all the oil up out your skin. Like, it's low-key crazy. Low-key crazy. But so normally I would just finish dry, but since I'm doing my eyes first, we can just let this sit and you'll feel it tighten. If you get this, you will feel it tighten, and it's available in the US. So boom. All right, so also when I was in Nigeria, I picked up some new makeup. We are going to do a whole video using everything I found, but I've been using this palette all weekend. This is the Vee Cosmetics I Like Your Hot Eyeshadow Palette. Y'all, I've been using these shimmers all weekend. Like, all weekend. So, the two palettes I'm going to use is this one and the Makeup by Mario Master Palettes. Master Matte Palette. I'm going to take the Makeup by Mario first. And I have this shadow brush from Doe Color. I'm gonna go into this brown right here and then just kind of use that to shape out where my crease is. And always go in with a little bit at a time. You can always add more. It's really difficult to tone down, especially if you're a beginner. I do want an exaggerated wing today. I'm wearing all black, so my eyes are going to be the statement piece today. Well, my face is always a statement, let's be real. But I'm going to bring this around as like a C right here on this outer V, and then pull it out. We are going to deepen this up, so this is just the transition. And I kind of like to bring this up here where my brow is, because that's where my bronzer is going to meet my brow, and it just kind of makes it blend a little more seamlessly when I take a brown shadow there. I'm taking a smaller, flatter shadow brush from Doe Color, and we're going to go into this dark brown right here. Just going to pack that onto the brush, and I'm going to use that to deepen this outer V. So really just kind of focusing this right in here. Remember, take a little at a time. You don't need a lot at first. Building is better than packing it on all and then it looked like a mess. Okay. I know it looks a little scary, but I promise it'll come together. So I'm gonna do the other eye now. Alright, now this eye is not as cute as this eye, so I'm going back in with that first brown that we used, that first brush, and I'm just gonna kind of fix it up on both sides, but just re-add that brown in to smoke that out some more. I've really been loving smoky eyes lately, like, I don't know what it is. Now for my lid space, I want to use this pinky shade right here called Natural from the Vee Cosmetics palette. I'm hoping it's pigmented. I've only really used the shimmers in this palette so far. So I have this fluffy VS small brush. Yeah. And I'm just gonna pack this on top of my lid space. It's a pretty color, okay. I'm really just patting this color in. I'm not really like buffing it. And I'm just gonna keep adding until the pigment looks how I want. Honestly, I could have gone in with my NYX glitter glue and just made it pop, but don't be afraid to go back in with the other brushes. So if you feel like you've lost a little bit of the black, go ahead and blend that together. You feel like you need some more brown, go ahead and add that back in. Like, you don't have to just pick up and just leave it where it's at. Like, if I feel like I need some more stuff, I'm taking those brushes, whether I'm adding product or not to them, it doesn't really matter. All right, so now that that little creamy base is on, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna take the shimmer right next to it called Nude, and I have a flat VS small brush, and I'm gonna use that to pack all over that neutral shade we just put on. The one thing I love about Nigerian eyeshadows is they do not play with them shimmers, okay? If y'all ever seen a Nigerian wedding, bro, them shimmers, them eyes be glistening from across the room. Like, look how pretty that is. That just took my eye from like a 10 to a 20. You know what I'm saying? That's real pretty. The second shimmer I'm gonna take is this shade down here. It's called Poodle, so it's basically like almost like a champagne-ish, but it's like a little brown in it. And I'm gonna kind of place that towards the outer edge, so kind of where I have the black, so in between the black and that first shimmer. I love layering shimmers, but this is top notch. So far, this palette hasn't been a disappointment. I've used it all weekend for all of like Sharita's birthday festivities, and I've really been loving it. So next, we're gonna take our mascara. I have the MAC Stack Elevated mascara. Absolutely obsessed with this mascara. I don't know if it's the brush or what, but when I say I can actually see my own natural lashes, like, those of you who follow me on Instagram saw that there were several days where I didn't wear lashes. This is why. And that's crazy to me. And I was still like in love with my makeup, so. Oh my god, there's a bug in my house. I don't know what to do. Oh my god. 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 I had to go deal with that bug. And then I went ahead and did my liner and lashes. I messed up so bad on my lashes. That bug, that shook me. So, Juvia's Place on the lashes, Stila eyeliner. We're gonna get into the rest of this face before I have a panic attack. Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm is number 2 in the all day needs to last, I don't want my face to crack method. Okay, I'm in shade 7 and y'all see I have hit pan. This is actually so sad, like so sad. So I'm taking this E63 brush from Morphe. They don't make this anymore either, I don't know why. And I'm just gonna dab this around. Sometimes if I'm feeling frisky or if I have a lot of texture, I'll put another primer on too, but this has been working for the past 2 days. So just going to pat, pat, pat. Again, we're going full coverage, full glam today. I'm not trying to make nothing look, oh my god, it's so, no, I want you to look at me and be like, dang, how'd she do that? Because this is tinted, it also adds extra coverage. So I'm just putting this anywhere. Y'all saw them breakouts on my forehead. I know, but my skin's been going through some things, especially when I change climates like it always does, but it's okay because we still cute. For a foundation, I'm taking the Urban Decay Face Bond. This is the shade 28. This was when I first got it. Sorry, you gotta shake it, and I got better fingers. But when I first got it, it was a tad bit dark. But then I got a little tan. It's like perfect. So I'm just gonna take this directly on the face. Oh, there's a piece of hair on my face. Just that little dot to the forehead. Honestly, it's probably too much. Oh well. I am going to spray my face with the Benefit Professional Super Setter. I just really love how that mist feels on my face. I'm going to blend that foundation in with my Expert Face Brush Removal Techniques, and we're just going to pat. So this is going to mix with that spray. Pat it into that blurring balm. You don't need a lot of giggle because you already used that other layer of coverage slash prime. You can always go in with more if you feel like you need it, but don't swipe your face. That's like cardinal rule number 1. One of my employees did that the other day and I was like, girl, why are you swiping? You're moving all the product. Pat, 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 pat. My skin has been doing so bad lately, like so bad. But partially my fault. It's going in a teeny weeny bit more just because I felt like I needed a little bit extra coverage. A brand new pawpaw sponge. It is damp, not wet. There's a difference. I'm gonna pat this all over my face just to make sure my base is even before going on with the next step. Blending is probably the most important thing you have to learn in makeup. There are different tools, techniques, and all that, but if you are blending, you can achieve the glam that you want. If you're not, I'm sorry to tell you, it's not gonna work. Now, before I go in with my under eye concealer, I am gonna take that Huda Beauty concealer. Oh, where did it go? That Huda Beauty concealer we use on my eyes, the peanut butter, and I'm gonna use that to clean up this outer corner real quick. So I have an angled brush. And I'm just gonna clean up this shadow right up under my eyeliner. And I want that really crisp, sharp. This one still's got a little bit of powder, so we're just gonna take this and sharpen that up. I actually messed up on my liner today. Doesn't happen often, but it do be happening sometimes. Back to regular schedule programming. I'm taking my Even Better concealer from Fenty in 370N, and this is going to go right here under the eye, a little bit on the chin, on the forehead, and down the nose. I like using a more hydrating concealer because I use so many powders, so I definitely like to use this first. And I'm blending this out right away. Here's my It Cosmetics angled concealer brush. And I love this brush. It's dense, it's angled, it gets the job done, blends out in seconds. No streaks, no nothing. And just patting, patting, patting. Again, no swiping, no dragging, just pat that concealer in. Alright, of course my battery wants to die, so give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Battery has changed, we should be good now. I'm just going to pat in the concealer that I used to clean up those outer edges, and then work on the center of my face. I like to start with the edges of the concealer first, and then work my way up in towards my inner corner. Again, all I'm doing is patting. I'm not doing nothing else but patting. And yes, you should be making ugly concealer faces. That's really the only way to make sure you got that concealer everywhere it needs to go and then blend it. Like, I'm sorry, don't follow the Instagram girls and think that you could just do in your face. Like, it doesn't work that way. I promise you, behind the scenes, they doing all these ugly faces. And I'm gonna take my sponge and go over all those edges. So basically where the concealer met my foundation, you can already see kind of just like a little natural brightness. If I was going for a natural glam look, I'd probably stop here. Probably not because it's me, but like, y'all know what I mean. If you want something just simple, natural, 2 shades lighter than your skin tone type of brightness, here you go. Now this natural B is not what I'm going for. So I'm taking another Huda Beauty concealer. This is the shade Cookie Dough. And and I'm going to just pop that right here in my inner corner. Don't need a lot, even though this is honestly probably a lot. But this is what I'm going to use to brighten. That's it. Since the last time I used this, I have not put this down. So the curved case made by Mitchell, very much worth the hype. Very much worth the hype. Like, I swear about this palette. So I have been mixing 2 shades. I'm gonna take this shade down here, Chocolate Charm, and a different Real Techniques brush, and I'm just going to stamp this on my actual cheekbone, going up towards my temple. If you need to add more, go ahead with more, but do a little at a time because this is very pigmented. I like this one because of the reddish undertone, and with my hair color, it works. Even though I'm more of a neutral olivey type of girl, this gets the job done, baby. Now when I'm tan, I do tend to lean more towards the golden side, but even if I do, I try to lean away from things that have too much yellow in them, just because I end up looking like a Oompa Loompa, and I honestly will hate everything I put on. So every picture, it never fails. And when people do my makeup, they tend to fall into that trap of making me look like an Oompa Loompa. Like, it doesn't oxidize well, it doesn't lay well. After a while, like in all my pictures, you will see my face will be orange. It's not no, oh, your undertone's poking out. No, I'm orange. Orange. So, I do like getting my makeup done by other people, but it's something that I've noticed that they kind of fall into that trap of and then like don't know how to fix. Alright, so bronzer, first bronzer's on. I'm gonna take Bend and Snatch, which is this one, and I'm gonna, same brush, just gonna take a little bit of that right here. It is more of like a deeper and not as warm shade, but it's not as red shade, let me say. And I'm just gonna use that on the tail end of my cheekbone, so literally like right up underneath my cheekbone, just to define that cheek a little bit. And then I'm also gonna take that on my jaw. So I like to get it right here underneath my ear and then taper that down. So all that egousian fufu I was eating can leave me be. A and just snatched. This is what my face is looking like right now. I'm gonna take my sponge and I want to blend where the foundation met my bronzer. So you see how I had that harsh line? Just tap the booty of the sponge and it's going. This would normally be the time I would add liquid blush. I haven't been wearing blush though. Part of me wants to, but then part of me is like, I don't know. The looks I've been doing have been killing, so why mess with perfection? You know, like why change it? One thing I did forget to do before I did that was spray my face, so we're just gonna do it now. Taking my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Spray, and I'm just going to still let that sit, but because I use those primers that are going to be extremely mattifying, I need to also hydrate along the way. So I definitely want to make sure I show you that step. I'm just going to let this dry for a little few minutes and be right back. I let my concealer sit for about like 3 more minutes. I'm going to take this same concealer brush we've been using and just pat. I'm trying to keep this shade right here. I'm not trying to go too far out. Just so I have that bright under eye that I'm looking for. It's gonna be night. It's R&B night. Like, baby girl's trying to be snatched. Oh! If you made it this far in this video and you're not subscribed to my channel, why is that? Let's have a real talk. Because clearly, you liking what I'm putting down, and I feel like you should just become part of the Andieland fam. Hit that subscribe button. And yeah, let's be friends. Ask me any questions y'all want. I'll be answering. I love getting to know and talking to y'all. Like, I love it. But look at that eye. Ooh, so beautiful. Look at that. Y'all can't tell me nothing. Like, what? Tell me my face don't look at it. Go ahead and lie. Please. I'm going in with the MCo Beauty Natural Miracle Flawless Press Powder in shade 2. And this is what it looks like. Gorgeous. And I'm taking my powder puff. I'm going to coat my puff. And then before I set anything, I'm taking my sponge and just making sure that I have no creases. Everything is blended flawlessly. I have natural folds under my eyes, so 9 times out of 10, I got some type of creasing going on before I set. Taking that puff and pressing it straight in. I love a bright under eye. I feel like once you've done it, there's really no going back to like regular under eyes. Like it's not a thing. This powder has such great coverage. It is so flawless and it's affordable. Like MCo Beauty is like what, $8? Tell me something. Tell me something. Now I really haven't switched up the loose powders I've been using. Just because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Literally, Charles asked me on Saturday. Was it Saturday? On Friday, what powders I was using. And he was like, you must be using something expensive. About Face, Wet n Wild, MCo Beauty. I just, you know, like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is the shade Veil. Y'all know how much I love the About Face powders. Same powder puff, same process. I'm just gonna take a little bit at a time and go ahead and reinforce this set. When I go out and I need to know I'm about to be taking pictures or I'm about to be dancing, getting caught in somebody's live, I don't take a chance with the beat, okay? We do have new powders and stuff to try. Today ain't the day to try them. That be y'all problem. Y'all be trying to try brand new products, not knowing how they last, how they wear, how they mess with your other products, and then trying to go outside and then talking about, oh, my makeup. Boo, you had never worn that foundation before. You did not know that it was not gonna work with your primer, and now you peeling and you ain't been out the house for 2 days. I mean, 2 minutes. Like, please. Alright. Now we said make sure you get them laugh lines, smile if you need to get all up in there. I'm about to be crack-a-lackling. Your nose, your brows. Alright. I went ahead and added in my beauty marks just because I be feeling like that's boring for y'all to watch. But I use my liquid liner. My face is breaking out something fierce, so I have a little bit more than usual today. For pressed powder, I'm going in with my Fashion Fair pressed powder compact and bold bronze. Again, I got a tan, so I need a little bit more color. Just bring that color back to the skin, and you know I like to take this all over everything just to make sure it blends nicely. I was trying to buy another one of these powders, and I learned that they are no longer in Sephora. Like, why was there one shade of this powder left? Had I known, I would have stopped it because I actually really like this and the foundation stick. So now I can't use it unless like I specifically need that foundation stick, which means I'll probably be using it well into its expiry. And whose fault is that? Because Fashion Fair, why would you cancel that? Right. I've still been using the same bronzer, my Makeup by Mario in Deep. I just feel like it does what needs done, especially when I'm not wearing blush. So I'm going to take that on top of where I placed that cream bronzer. This is a fluffy collar brush. I really want to say this is my mama's brush because I don't even think I had this one. Like, I had two, but this one don't look like the rest, so I think this is my mama's. I like to take my bronzer up into my hair, especially because my scalp be so light. And then as always for the nose, we go with Fenty Beauty Coconutty because we don't need reddish bronzer on the nose. It's a no-no. Just stamp this in with a smaller color brush. And like I said, we're going to take that up into the brow. So basically where I had that brown shadow. Just as a way for everything to blend and connect and be like cohesive, you know? And I like to pat that in with my sponge. Just because. Now technically, because of everything that I put on my face, I technically don't need to bake. But who would I be if I don't bake just a little bit? Just a little bit. And then like I said, I've really been using the same powder. So Wet n Wild banana powder. I don't know, I've just been loving the way this yellow has been looking. It is yellower than most of the powders I use, but I've just been loving it. Like, in my pictures afterward, flawless. Chisel the sides of the nose first. Put most of the powder there, and then trail it off. I'm taking a little bit of that powder just to the tippy top of where my bronzer's at. I'm taking it all the way down. I'm gonna dust that away right away. Because again, I did have a tan, so I don't need too much sitting right there. So, just give me that little extra oomph on the jaw. And then I'm gonna take my bronzer brush, the powder bronzer brush without any extra, and I'm just gonna kind of dust off the edges of this powder so it kind of gives more of that seamless blend to where my bronzer and stuff meet, my bronzer and my bake meet, but we're leaving it bake. For lips, I have so many things I want to put on, but I need paper towel because I gotta wipe my Carmex off. I want to use a lip stain, and my lip stains go on better when there's literally nothing on my lip, like they bone dry. I'm taking my Huda Beauty lip contour stain. This is the shade Rich Brown. And starting in the cubicule. And then I'm going to take my Night Moth pencil from MAC. Just gonna go on the outside of that. I'm taking whatever's left on my powder puff and just patting on top of that. For the center of my lips, I'm going with Juvia's Place lipstick in Nubian Sand. I'm just gonna pat that in the middle. And then using my finger, I'm just gonna blend it into my liners. I'm gonna add in a little bit of my liner back in the Night Moth. I'm going in with the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Reef. I'm going to put that on top of the Nubian Sand. I'm going to give you that peachy vibe. And I'm going to go on top of this with a clear gloss, but once I'm done. So let's get rid of this bake. I'm going to take my sponge and just pat this in. You can use your sponge, a foundation brush. I know a lot of people like to dust it away. I personally do not, so I like to pat it in. And then I'll dust away whatever's left. Like you see, like right in here, it's kind of taken over. That's when I take my powder brush and I just kind of go over everything. So once I'm secure in how my brightness looks and how everything looks, yeah buddy, this will help prevent flashback too. So I didn't put any extra powder on this brush. I'm just kind of going over my face, patting and dusting, patting and dusting. I'm gonna take my hella thick mascara from Fenty. This is in the shade Cause I'm Black. I'm just gonna run this on my bottom lashes just to make them say, hello, it's me. See the difference? Bottom mascara was enough. I think that's what I needed. I have no idea where my clear gloss is. Like, I've looked. Oh wait, okay, I found an old one. I'm using my hydrating lip oil from Movie Kisses. I'm just gonna put this all over my lip. Hello, it's me. Okay, I think we should spray my face now. I'm gonna take my powder melt spray from one size first. Ooh, that spray. I need to come back and stop because I love it. I love it so much. So I have this Diamond Balm Candy Cognac. I know they don't make this shade anymore. I don't know why, because it's phenomenal. I'm gonna take this setting brush from BH Cosmetics. I'm just gonna put this in here. And while my face is like not wet, but it's a little damp, I'm just gonna tap this over the cheek, kind of where my, oh look at that, where my bronzer and my concealer meet. I don't need a lot. It's just like, rather than using like a traditional highlighter that leaves more of like a streak of glitter, I like this because it's more of like a glow from within type of thing. And I'm here for glow from within. Oh, tell me that's not gorgeous. I might have gone a little ham. I'm just gonna dab over it with my sponge. Okay. I need my Boucle. My one size Boucle Silk and a little setting brush from Real Techniques. I'm just gonna add a little bit in here. I just really love the way this looks under the eye. It's a very subtle but significant difference in the finish of my face. Especially after I put that highlighter down. Just like, okay. You see this eye? You see this eye? Like, you see how much I don't know, it's like a little smoother. It's a little more just fine. Like, I just love anything Patrick does. And I think that's all, folks. I think we're done. So, we need the last setting spray. Part of me wants to try a new one, but part of me is like, girl, you know better. And I do. So, the first spray I'm gonna take is my Fix It Plus Stay Over. That's very important. The Stay Over is the important part for MAC. Let that dry first. Cause wow. Oh, I did that. Yeah. Like, look at my skin. All right. Next, this is like the setting, the fixing spray of all fixing sprays. Carline has my heart. So Pro is like a real close second. Then like it's between L'Oreal and one size, but this is that girl. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna spray my entire face, and then I'll be back with my final thoughts because I might not be able to talk if I spray this. Okay guys, so this is the completed look. I feel real cute, real ready for R&B night, ready to sing my little heart out. So if you guys like this tutorial, make sure you're first and foremost subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave me a comment down below. Everything I use in my face is going to be in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching and being a part of the Andieland fam, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.